Hello and welcome to the Channel of Hope. Today we will provide some cliff notes for a topic we can all relate to. Stress. Stress is a tricky concept to grasp. The body and mind can experience both good and bad stress, and inevitably, we need stress to survive and thrive. However, too much of a good thing is bad as well as too much of a bad thing is bad. Try saying that 5 times. Simply put, excessive stress deteriorates our mental and physical health and destroys us from the inside out. Quite often you hear people say, we are living in stressful times. It is very true that we are living in stressful times, but haven't people always been living in stressful times, to some degree? Shouldn't we put things in perspective before making claims that our lives are so hard? The goal is not to trivialize the very real stresses that exist in your life. But maybe, just maybe, there are simple ways in which you can take control of your situation and reduce stress levels. Our ability to productively manage day-to-day stress will resonate into other aspects of our lives and the lives surrounding us, so it's worth the effort. Erma Bombeck said, "Worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it gets you nowhere." Okay, for all of those who take everything to the extreme, let's be clear that this is a metaphor for general worrying, and it does not correlate equally to every situation. Experiencing a tragedy will absolutely generate stress, anxiety, and worry, but we are not experiencing catastrophic, apocalyptic, earth-shattering events all day, every day. A typical day presents many opportunities for stress to creep inside our minds, and then the negative ripple effect will consume our thoughts. Properly managing stress of daily life is merely practice to better handle moments of extreme duress. If you constantly find yourself in a state of debilitating fear and anxiousness, then how will your body react in a truly harsh situation? Will you crumble? There are so many negatives that come from being perpetually stressed. You risk an increase in heart rate, blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, GI issues, weakened immune function, anxiety, depression, irritability, headaches, muscle tension, pain, sleep disruption, unhealthy eating habits causing weight gain or loss, increased risk of cancer, sexual dysfunction, and, well, you become a less enjoyable human for others to interact with. The stress hormones that flood your body are the same as those during a fight or flight encounter. Imagine having these adrenaline and cortisol hormones coursing through your veins day after day. We are all susceptible to this very unforgiving issue. There are many tools you can use to help combat stress in our lives. Today we will touch on one simple and free stress buster: breathing. Breathing is an act that naturally occurs without active thought. We must breathe to live. Unfortunately, there is little emphasis placed on this very necessary and incredibly powerful action. We have no doubt heard the phrase, "take a deep breath." Maybe you were riled up because someone cut you off while driving, or you heard some upsetting news on the radio, or perhaps a family member made very disagreeable and questionable comments during a holiday gathering. Whatever the case, someone within your vicinity, or maybe an angel on your shoulder, suggests you take a few deep breaths to calm your troubled mind. This isn't some snake oil, voodoo magic, or spell being cast on you. Taking long, slow, deep breaths is a tried and true method for pushing the reset button and slowing down. Slowing down the situation allows you to think more clearly and respond more effectively. This approach applies to so many scenarios in life. Remember the idea about too much of a good thing being bad and a bad thing being bad? This proves applicable with the act of breathing. Not enough air, and your body suffocates, ultimately resulting in a harsh and uncomfortable demise. Too much air for a given situation, and you hyperventilate. No bueno. To claim control and improve our lives, we must strip it down to the basics. Control your breath, and you will better control a situation. At the very least, you will increase the likelihood of controlling how you handle, approach, and respond to a given situation. People with a sharp and edgy side, also known as anger management issues, can employ deep breathing to de-escalate the unintended and unwanted poison that floods their body during moments of inner or outer rage. Deep breathing exercises will both physically and mentally improve your present and future situation. It can literally improve your health and save you from an early departure. Everyone can use this tool to improve the quality of their own life, and thus, the lives of those surrounding them. The best part is, breathing practices do not require special gear, a specific location, money, or anything other than fresh, clean air. You don't have to contort your body into different positions, and you do not have to set aside precious time you already struggle to manage. You do not need to call it meditation, prayer, mindfulness, or any other word that places you in a particular category. Just breathe. Keeping your mouth closed, just breathe in slowly through your nose, hold, and then slowly exhale. That's all. It's so simple and basic, yet, too often we become wrapped up in a situation and forget something so obvious and effective. There is a lot of science to back up this claim. Luckily, you are getting the cliff notes, so, hey, take a deep breath and continue watching. Mother Teresa said, "Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love." This insightful quote can and honestly should be applied to so many facets of your life. Being busy is different than being productive, and multitasking is actually a perfect example of a busy body that isn't really achieving much progress. Schedule your day, your week, your month, and even your year in such a way that you prioritize what's most important. Tackle those items first. Plans are going to be canceled or rescheduled, and the weather will not always cooperate. Conditions may vary and be less desirable. But you'll be better prepared to approach these situations with a clear and thoughtful mind by simply taking slow, deep breaths. Control the controllables and remember that life presents many challenges. When faced with adversity, assess the situation, accept your current state, adjust and adapt your plan, and advance forward. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found value in this message, then please share, like, and subscribe. Put forth an honest effort in all that you do, and let's change the world together.